bringing Latinx culture and comedy to the airwaves across the country. Spanish Aqui Presents is the only All-Latinx podcast on the Earwolf Podcast Network. I had a chance to sit down with these characters, and all I can say is you guys are in for a treat. Take a look.
This is Tony Rodriguez.
This is Carlos Santos.
This is Riza Licea.
And this is Oscar Montoya. When our powers combine, we are Spanish Aqui Presents.
This Latinx foursome bring plenty of bilingual fun and entertainment to their popular podcast, Spanish Aqui Presents.
Oye, qué hola, yo soy Riza Licea aquí.
I always go against the grain, and now it's not rolling the R's. Now I finally roll the R's.
I think, if you would have told me, 5 years ago, I would have a Latinx comedy podcast that was getting interviewed, for things I would be like, ay, por favor.
Male, female, gay, straight, Cuban, Puerto Rican, and Colombian. Raisa, Carlos, Tony, and Oscar represent a diverse slice of Latinx life.
And you lost your chance to yell something at the top of the show.
I'll do it now.
So you have
Hey!
Nope, too late.
Okay.
Too late.
The movement is getting to an exciting place where we're recognizing that we're stronger as a collective unit. So we're sort of erasing or blurring those borders of our cultural identity.
While at the same time, we are so diverse. The Latinx experience in America is so diverse.
Well, you do accents and impersonations. Yes, of course I do Cuban accent because I'm Cuban.
Spanish Aqui Presents started life in 2018 as a groundbreaking improv troupe. The first all-Latinx troupe performing live monthly shows at the Upright Citizens Brigade in Los Angeles.
In the 2 years, we sold out 95% of, probably more of all the shows. Sold out. It's not it's just a good turnout. People were coming out.
The podcast launched last summer and follows a similar format to their live shows.
In the live show, we do 5 minutes, and then we do a 15 to 20-minute improv set based off just talking and interviewing them for 5 minutes. When we do the podcast, we get them for a good 20 to 30 minutes. And sometimes they don't promote their thing until the end. They're like, oh my God, I forgot why I was here. I was having such a good time.
With our podcast, we're able to reach an audience that's not just based in LA. And we've been able to talk about, being Latinx and queer.
When we started the podcast, I was like, oh my God, we have 52 episodes that I need to get guests for. How are we going to do all of this?
But getting guests turned out to be easier than expected.
We're in the middle of a pandemic, and I've had to turn away people because we're a month ahead sometimes in recording.
One guest this Miami native did not turn away, Mr. Worldwide.
There's a lot of power in all this access. So access to help those that need it the most.
The Pitbull episode, I get a text the night before asking if I can interview him. And of course, I call my producer and I'm like, we need to figure this out. Even if it's just me and him on FaceTime, I don't care. We need to figure this out.
Who is the dream booking?
The fans know Benito, Bad Bunny is
Speedy recovery.
Marysol, what?
I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I went
We
to
got him. Oh, he's here.
Marisol is just enabling Riza.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Bad Bunny and J-Lo. Those are my two.
Okay.
And everybody says they're untouchable, but I'll find a way. Benny Medina, hit me up.
Carlos is also part of another all-Latinx familia on the hit Netflix show Gentefied.
Loved watching you in Gentefied.
Thank you.
So congratulations on that. What can we expect in the future with Gentefied?
Well, they are currently, I think they're finishing up writing the second season right now. Everything obviously got pushed. If everything works out, we should be starting production in February or March.
We had them all on the podcast as well. So everybody can, if you're a fan of Gentefied, you can listen to Linda and Marvin, the showrunner and creators, and the entire lead cast. We're at this point where it feels really nice to be acknowledged and wanted and, continuously being contacted for different things that not only serve the Latinx community, but serve other markets as well, because we're not just for the Latinx community, we're for all types of people.
Spanish Aqui Presents is actually nominated for an iHeartRadio Podcast Award for Best Spanish Language podcast. Congratulations to them. The winners will be announced at the iHeartRadio Virtual Award Show on January 21st. You know I will be rooting for them, and you guys know I'm biased when it comes to all things Latino, but I am so proud of this group because I think 5 years ago, this would have been unheard of to have a bilingual podcast that's doing so well. And if you have not watched Gentefied, watch it. It is hysterical, but it's also timely. It tugs at your heartstrings, but then makes you laugh out loud. So kudos.
There you go.
Yes.
And they also have, like, you can tell they all have unique personalities that they're bringing to the table, much like us right here.